This is the model of a human spine. It's actually molded from a human spine. The person's a little bit shorter than me. And so what we have here is the pelvis and the sacrum and the bottom of the tailbone here, the lumbar spine, the lower back, the thoracic spine, cervical spine, the neck, and the base of the skull. It's really interesting to look at this in terms of how we move and also how we breathe. And I'd like you to have a good look at this if you can, okay? So first of all, this is upside down obviously, but these sacroiliac joints here, which you find on your back in between the pelvis and the tailbone here, these move a little bit. So there's about 4 degrees, I'll bring it upright, there's about 4 degrees of rotation or so here. And as you walk, if you walk, as you run, that pelvis should be doing something like that. Now, medicos used to say that that didn't happen, that it was fused. And that's no longer a valid view. It is if somebody sits in a chair forever, then their body's going to be kind of locked shut. But in a mobile, functional human body, there's going to be movement in there, some small degree of movement, and that's important. And that allows the sacrum to nod, as it's called, backwards and forwards here in the pelvis. Now, if you look at the joints above that on the lumbar spine, these, I don't know if you can see that from here, but we'll get you a close-up at some point. There's the facet joints here that restrict rotation in the lumbar spine. So the bottom of the spine, your lower back, doesn't rotate very well. But what it does do really well is bend. Okay? Flex and extend. And it does that really well, but it doesn't rotate. When we come up higher in the spine to where the lumbar spine and the thoracic spine meet, what we find here is the facet joints are now facing, instead of being vertical here, they're facing more down. And here we can start to get rotation in each of the vertebral segments. So one bone can rotate above the other, all the way up the spine. When we come to the cervical spine, of course, there's a lot more rotation. Okay? And this rotation is really important. Now, when you're breathing and moving as well, this rotation, if it can't happen, blocks your breath. So the ribs join on here in between these spaces and they come around and they need to be able to lift and open and rotate. And if the spine is blocked, they can't do that properly. So we want full functional breathing. So this rotational capacity of the upper spine, one segment above the other, is really important to cultivate. It's also important to cultivate because it enables us to keep access to the elastic, free, kinetic power of the fascia. The elastic tissues of the fascia, when they're stretched open, they give us a rebound movement to come forwards, which is free energy, essentially. Right? So if that is jammed in the upper back, that's going to affect how you walk, because the rotational movement in the pelvis has to be taken up somewhere, and it's taken up here and through into the shoulders and the arms. If it's not taken up here, it blocks the movement lower down and limits the amount of movement you can create in walking and running and dancing and that kind of thing. So keeping a fully functional spine is important. So this practice is one of the ways of doing that. And this practice was taught to me by one of my teachers. And I think it's a great practice. I certainly do it every day. So I'll take you through this now. The first important thing is to have 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. So this hip is in flexion, this hip is in extension, it's going backwards. Spread your toes in both feet. Get the toe spread open, get the arches lifting in both feet. And if you look, my back foot is at about 40 odd degrees to the midline here. So that's keeping that knee joint in alignment. If I turn the foot all the way out, that's going to twist my knee. That won't be very nice in my knee joint. This knee stays more or less over the heel. Pelvis is more or less forwards to the front. So that's the kind of movement we're looking at here, this base here. Nice and strong, steady, pelvic width. Yeah, great. Now the movement here, we've got 8 stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll go through those again. It's from down and out here, 1. Slowly coming up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, to up and out here. Right, 8. Now at each of those stations, what you can do is you can do an out breath and a gentle pulsing. Now the movement is not my arm moving backwards and forwards here like this. It's a core movement from the spine here. So I'm using the arm simply as a guide to feel into the segmental level that I want to rotate at. Yeah? And this is the first half of the movement, the first 8 vertebral segments we're looking at. So if we take about 4 pulses at each of those sections, that's going to be 1, 2, breath out, breath out, breath out, breath out, breath out, breath out, breath out. I'm using this hand to help feel into the segment as well. And full deep breath. Get the breath. You can breathe in or out with the movement. Feel it. Play with it. The head is just turning to look where the spine is turning, not leading with the head. The back foot grounded, earthed fully into those 8 stations, rotation. Now I think it's good to do that twice each side. I'm going to do the other side now. Let's do the side without talking. So it's going to be here. And I'm doing an in-breath and an out-breath on each station here. I'm kind of pulsing the breath. I'm making the breath sound so you can hear it really well. That's the second side, that's the 8. So the second part of this practice, the base is the same. Yeah. In the previous part we did crossing over, opposite hand, opposite leg. This time we're doing the same side. Okay. The only thing that's changing here is this arm is coming up. Yeah. We're going to have a straight line from this shoulder to this elbow. It's not about the arm moving backwards and forwards. We're going to keep that stability from shoulder to elbow. What's going to change is this angle here, and there are 4 positions. Horizontal, up a few degrees, up a few degrees, vertical. Right? So there's the 4 positions here, and that then influences the experience in the spine. So we can do an in-breath and out-breath. You can pulse the breath at each of those positions. So it goes, that's an out-breath. In-breath, next position. And next position. Really full breath in the vertical position. Beautiful. And we're going to change sides there, change over to the other side. So the same arm, same leg. And again, you notice I'm using my hand here as part of the guide as well. Both hands are acting as guides to the spinal movement. I'm doing an out breath first. You could do an in breath first. I recommend doing twice each side, and then finish just by rolling the shoulder blades up, rotate the shoulder blades, let the arms be involved in the movement, shake the head and jaw, release, and then a little bit of floppy twisting either side, just loosen up the spine, soften everything out. As much of that as you want. And that is the functional twist, looking at how to enhance breathing, movement in a good way.